Guys, I don't know how to do this. It's been so long since I've turned on my camera that I'm just like, hi. Hello, my loves. Welcome back for another video, or welcome if you're new here. Today I'm doing a little catch-up, chit-chat, get ready with me. I've done a lot of these on my channel and I always just really love to hang out with you guys and put some pretty things on my face and just feel normal, which is something that I think a lot of us are searching for right now because of everything going on in the world. I know depending on where you live, things are slowly starting to kind of open back up, so there is that somewhat sense of normalcy, but with, you know, all the practices that we need to be doing and everything, it's just this like new normal, which is not a term that I love because it's really more of a new reality. None of this feels normal to me. I just, to be honest, have been gone off of this channel for a while because I didn't know how to come back. And that sounds kind of lame, but it's the reality of everything going on and just not knowing how to approach coming back on this channel and just like chatting about makeup and like trying to be all like, everything's fine. Especially coming from a relative level of privilege at this point, because I still have a job that I'm able to work from home for, and I'm able to, you know, have plenty of food in my fridge so that I don't have to go out very often and can stay here at my home and keep myself and my boyfriend safe and, you know, really do everything I need to do. So my heart goes out to you if you are affected in any way, shape, or form by this virus, everything that's going on surrounding it, whether it's yourself or a loved one being sick or losing your job, or there's just so many awful things that have happened over the last couple of months, and I really couldn't jump into this without acknowledging that because it's just a lot. And after kind of sitting on it for a while, I've really just missed doing this so much, and I know I've been a mess of a YouTuber for a long time who said that a lot, but you know, I can't make excuses for the past. I can just try to do my best moving forward. So I hope that you guys will join me on that journey. And with all that being said, I just want to jump into putting some makeup on my face and chatting about life with you guys. So actually, before I even get into makeup, I just wanted to share my hair. I don't know if you guys are really going to be able to tell much of a difference, but I tried to style it a little differently today. I diffused it and I feel like the curls just look so much better and happier. So let me know what you think. I definitely want to keep experimenting while I'm in this kind of like quarantine situation, because if my hair looks terrible, the worst that's gonna happen is it's in a bun on a Zoom meeting, you know, like no one's gonna really see me besides Ken. So this is a good time for me to experiment. But yeah, so far I'm feeling this, and if I end up finding a routine that I'm really happy with, I will post an updated one for you guys in case any of my fellow curly girls are looking for some new things to try, because I know I always am. So I'm just going to go ahead and start with putting my hair back out of my face. Wow, I feel like I looked so washed out, but I'm really pale, that's not a secret, so. I do think I've been getting like the tiniest bit of sun. Ken and I have been doing so much walking lately, just because, you know, there's not a lot else we can do outside of our apartment and feel safe about it. So just kind of been the vibe, but yeah, I definitely am still on the pale side. I've been thinking actually about trying some self-tanner because I think it's just like about that time. So we'll see how that goes. If you guys have any recommendations for self-tanner, definitely leave me a comment and let me know, because I want something that's like beginner friendly and won't leave me streaky and scary, because that's not the vibe I'm going for. Anyway, actually getting into makeup now, I have 2 products on my face already. If you've watched any of my other makeup videos, this won't really come as a surprise because I always do this kind of base and let it set before I actually sit down to do my makeup. So this is the Urban Decay De-Slick Setting Spray. Yes, a setting spray, but I like to put it on my face as like a base layer to kind of absorb some of the oil. I have pretty oily skin. And then I also have the Smashbox Photo Finish Oil and Shine Control Primer. This one's pretty good. I also really like their original Photo Finish primer. And then for foundation, I'm going to be mixing the IT Cosmetics CC Cream with one of my Revlon Color Stay lighter shades, because this one is in medium, and I will show you once I have it on my hand. It is far too dark. I don't know why in the store it just looked so much lighter to me, like I needed it instead of light. I definitely needed light. I will make sure to have everything linked down below because I feel like I always forget to talk about products when I film these kinds of videos, so that'll probably be helpful for you guys. If you're looking for anything in this video, it should be down in the description. So as I got both of those in my hand, I realized my grave mistake, because you can see Maybe not actually. Hold on, let me try to focus here. Both of these are a little bit dark. I kind of messed up and chose my darker shade. So now I'm gonna take some of the 150 Buff, which is my actual like current-ish shade. It's a little light, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of that, and we are gonna hope for the best. Actually, that looks okay. I think it's gonna be a little dark, but it's fine. We'll just pretend that I'm as tan as I wish I was. So really, I just wanted to chat with you guys about what's been going on. I mean, I feel like this phase of life isn't necessarily the most exciting one, just because it's been a lot of time inside and not doing a whole lot. I mean, I've been working, and I really feel like in the weirdest way, all of the days just kind of start to blend together at this point, because it's a lot of the same thing day in and day out, and there's not much change. Because I feel like even just going to the office physically and then coming home for the weekend and not going into the city, like that gave me that sense of separation from work that I'm just not getting now that I'm home all the time. And don't get me wrong, I actually really, really love working from home. It's just such a strange time, and it's also kind of disorienting just because, you know, there's this disconnect being home. Like, I feel so safe here, and sometimes it's so easy to forget why I'm doing this and what's happening in the world. And then there's things like the New York Times cover, which I think came out yesterday. I'm filming this on Monday, Memorial Day. And just seeing that and like those little snippets of stories about the people that have passed away from coronavirus, it gets more real. And I don't know, it's kind of hard to know how to feel or what to think at this point. The best thing I can do is just keep going and doing what I can to keep myself safe and others safe. But yeah, it's just a weird time to be alive. And I think we'll all be kind of feeling the effects from this for years to come. So I feel like this is the way that a lot of my conversations with my friends when I catch up on FaceTime also starts. Like, you can't have a conversation right now without addressing what's going on in the world first, because it's just so prevalent and it's affecting everyone, and it's a lot. So that's kind of where my headspace is. I guess it could be fun to just talk about what I've been doing, since I haven't been making YouTube videos in my free time as of lately. So being completely honest, I've played a lot of Sims. I think most people have kind of been on the Animal Crossing train, but I do not own a Switch, so I do think Sims has kind of been the same sort of escape for me as Animal Crossing has been for a lot of people. Just kind of going off into this other world, which really could be true for any video game, to be honest. But like disconnecting from the life that you're living and can't control, and having this perfect happy little world that you can control. Which in a way is sad, but I think it's important to find those moments of escape right now, and just where you can kind of relax and let your brain just chill out for a second, because it's a lot. I feel like that's the most that I can say about what's going on in the world. I mean, I've definitely addressed it so far, but I don't know, it's just crazy. This is such a crazy time. Beyond that though, I swear I've been doing somewhat productive things. I feel like I've slowly been getting to a lot of those like someday projects around the apartment, even just, to be honest, catching up on like laundry that had piled up, and doing some spring cleaning, getting rid of, or at least setting aside to donate old clothing pieces, all of those sort of things that tend to kind of sit and you'll think that you'll do them later and then they just pile up. And so it's been nice to get some of those projects done and kind of make a list of other ones to do. One of the bigger updates that has come from this time is actually my roommate is moving in with her boyfriend, which common theme in my life if you guys have been here for a while. I think once you kind of get to the age that I'm in, which is around my mid-20s, it's not that everyone settles down, of course, like we're still so young, but it's more likely that people are going to kind of at least try out living with their significant others and kind of see how it goes. So Ken and I have decided, instead of, I'm just eating powder, it's fine, hold on. Instead of going with another roommate, I mean, I don't know if it's just my personal luck, but every roommate that I've had post-grad has moved in with their boyfriend after living with me. So I don't know if I'm like a good luck charm or something. Maybe I should be flattered, but also it's just hard to constantly be in the cycle of like finding someone and like they're actually okay and you can live with them and they're not like messy or have any scary habits, and then having to start fresh is just a vicious cycle. So I personally would much rather just live with Ken, like We're happy, we have everything going for us, we're fine, we haven't had any problems living together for the last almost 2 years now. So it's probably time to kind of take that leap and just live together, the two of us, which is exciting. At first we thought about staying in this apartment and just making my roommate's bedroom like an office kind of thing. But after talking it over for what we'd be paying for this apartment, it's pretty likely that we could find like a townhouse or just kind of a smaller house to rent. So that is the hope, and I'm definitely, as much as I'm like not looking forward to the moving process because moving is just exhausting and ends up being expensive most of the time. But once that's over, I am really excited to kind of just have more space to play with and really be able to decorate a space as our own and just kind of move into that next like stage of life, if you will. So that won't be until August. Our lease is up August 8th or 9th, I think, sometime early August. Hopefully by then things in the world will be in like a good place and we'll be able to move easily among all the craziness in the world right now. That's definitely something that I'm looking forward to. We're probably gonna start looking at places soon, and that's just gonna be really cool because we've been in this apartment, like I said, for almost 2 years. As much as I'm sad to be leaving it because I love this space so much, it'll be cool to get a change and kind of a fresh start. My drink of choice for this nice little chat is just some lemonade. I actually added some water to this, but it's the lemonade from Trader Joe's, and if you guys like lemonade, 10 out of 10 recommend this stuff. I've honestly been kind of living on it while we've been in quarantine, just to like switch it up so I'm not just like drinking water all the time. I mean, let's be honest, I'm drinking coffee all the time, but to break it up and make sure I'm hydrating myself, this has been a good vibe and I've been very into it. So other things that I've been up to in this kind of quarantine stage of life, I've been reading a lot more, which has been really great. I think I shared in my last video that one of my goals for this year was to read more, and I've been trying to read at least one book a month, which I haven't been perfect about, but I think I've read 4 books so far this year, and it's May right now, so I'm sort of on track. I haven't started a new book for this month, so it's not looking good for me finishing one in the month of May, but I'm still been happy with the fact that I've been keeping up with that, and it's been another good way to spend some of my time just kind of reading about something else and, you know, getting that kind of escape and really diving into some cool stories. I actually just downloaded a new book to my Nook a few days ago, and I need to actually make some time to sit down and read it because it's just another good way to spend time and kind of just get some space, get away from screens too, because I feel like, especially working from home, like I'm spending so much time staring at a computer screen and then staring at my phone screen, and it's just a lot of screen time. So it's good to break that up and kind of do other things. Right now I'm going in with the Honey Naked palette. Look at this packaging, it's stunning. I can't. I think I got this for my birthday, either my birthday or Christmas from my aunt, but I have been obsessed with this lately. It's just like such pretty warm colors, and I feel like golds really work well with my skin tone and my eye color, so just 10 out of 10 love this palette so much. Another thing that I wanted to share with you guys and that I've been having a lot of fun with, to be honest, during this time is making espresso drinks at home. I went ahead and impulse bought a milk frother on Amazon probably like a month or so ago now. I'm not positive exactly when I bought it because, again, days have been blending together and time is a social construct, let's be honest. So anyway, I just really was kind of having withdrawals of, you know, my weekly Starbucks run and kind of getting that nice different type of coffee, you know, add a little milk to the situation, make it fun. I impulsively bought a milk frother off of Amazon. I can link the one I have down below. I can't tell you guys if it lasts a long time because I've only had it like a month or so, but so far I've been pretty impressed with it. It is pretty big, like it can froth quite a bit of milk, which you don't necessarily need that much. But it's nice because then you can make 2 drinks at once if you want to. And I've been having fun experimenting with making espresso and, you know, different milks to see kind of what works the best. So far, oat milk has been good, but I feel like this is a controversial statement because people freaking love oat milk, but like the flavor really isn't for me, to be honest. I think I'm just such a big almond milk girl. But I'm bummed because at least the brands that I bought, which is both the Trader Joe's one and like Silk, which I feel like is everyone's kind of go-to almond milk brand, it just really doesn't get all that fluffy with the frother. Like it just spins it around for a few minutes and then it's warm, which is at least good. Like it's good for warming the milk to add it to a latte, but generally you want, you know, that like nice steamed kind of fluffy texture for a latte. So let me know how you guys feel about oat milk in a comment if you feel so inclined. I'd love to hear, because the way that it froths is amazing and I have not found anything better so far. So I definitely want to keep experimenting and, you know, just keeping things exciting at home. It definitely is fun to be able to make more than just a black cup of coffee at home, and it's cool because I can also make like a chai tea latte, for example. So it's a lot of different possibilities and it keeps things interesting. Another thing that I have gotten very into in this time, and like past me would be horrified if she knew, but I have been obsessed with TikTok, and I feel like a lot of people have kind of gotten on the platform during this time, so I don't feel alone or like, I don't know. It definitely still makes me feel old because I feel like the majority of people on the app are in like high school or like college maybe, which I mean, I'm not that much older than a college student, but like there's a gap there. I graduated 5 years ago, like there's been some time. So, but it's been a lot of fun. There's a lot of really cool stuff on the platform, and I feel like now that just more people in general are adapting to it, it's more than just dancing videos. Nothing wrong with those, they're really cool. But I've been enjoying watching makeup content on there and some lifestyle stuff. People post really cool like little DIYs and art, and it's just been such a cool platform to explore. I really want to try to get more into making my own TikToks, but it's kind of intimidating, to be honest. I mean, I know it's not that hard to do, but it's just a totally different platform than what I'm used to being on. So I don't know, I kind of have to feel it out and see what I end up wanting to do. I think it'd be fun to kind of jump on the lifestyle trend and share some of the stuff that I normally would share here, but like in a shorter format. If you guys want to follow me, I will have it linked down below. I literally just have one TikTok of me making coffee, so on brand, to be honest. But I've really been loving that. It's definitely been something I've been doing almost every single day, is just like sitting and scrolling and looking at all these different TikToks, and it's been fun and a good distraction, and you know, got some good laughs and just all kinds of stuff. So if you guys haven't bit the bullet and downloaded TikTok yet, I know there's like that just hesitation and like, oh, it's all these young people, but I promise there's more than just like the stereotypical content on there, and it's actually really cool. So definitely recommend checking it out if you guys are interested. Moving on to mascara, just curling my lashes with my gross lash curler from Tweezerman. I really need to clean this. Sorry, don't look at it. And then I'm using the Maybelline Falsies mascara, a classic. This one is the waterproof version, which I just swear by waterproof mascara in general. So other than all of what I've mentioned, I've been watching tons of YouTube, which is probably not a surprise to any of you guys. I'm sure you have been too. It's been a cool time in that sense because a lot of content creators are having to get creative with what they're making and just sharing aspects of their life at home, which has been inspiring me, like to try new recipes and try new things with my hair. I would love to say try new things with makeup, but to be honest, yesterday was like the first time that I've done my makeup in probably like a month. I don't know. I haven't been very inspired to do my makeup lately because it's not like I'm really seeing anyone exciting and I'm not really going anywhere. I really do enjoy doing my makeup though, so I'm always like kicking myself, like, you know, when you actually sit down and do this, like you enjoy it so much, why don't you do it more? So that's a thing I want to work on because I do have fun playing with my eyeshadow and just like taking some time for myself. When I'm not filming it, I really love watching some YouTube videos or listening to a podcast, and it's just such a good way to get like a little bit of time to myself, which I really think I've been needing that kind of time to myself more than ever right now, since, you know, work kind of blends into personal life if you're not careful. And also, as much as I love Ken, I'm very much an introvert, and so I miss having that time just to myself because we're home together all the time. So I think it's really important to kind of prioritize the things that you need and make sure you're doing the self-care that you normally would, because it will help you to feel at least a little bit more normal. Not to go back to coronavirus and all of that, but I do find it so interesting to hear how things are in different parts of the country and the world. So wherever you're watching this from, I'd love if you'd comment below and tell me kind of like what phase you're in your area. I know my family and friends back in Florida, they're in like phase 1 or 2 at this point. So, you know, restaurants are reopening and things like that are just kind of slowly starting to happen. And here in Virginia, at least statewide, they have entered phase 1, but then they kind of went back to the counties that are surrounding DC, including my county, and they all decided to push it back another 2 weeks. So I'm definitely not in a rush to attempt to go back to normal, to be honest, because I know that this is something that we're all going to be dealing with and aware of for a long time. And before all this started, I took public transportation to work, and so trying to go back to that would be scary during a time like this, because it's not easy, especially if the train is busy, to socially distance. It would be almost impossible to socially distance on the metro. And then at the same time, I just don't see myself driving into the city, because a lot of the parking garages where I work downtown are just so expensive and it's just not sustainable, which is why I was metroing. So I don't know, we'll see. But I think me personally, I'm going to try to work from home as long as they will let me and as often as they will let me, just really to not add yet another person kind of rushing back out once things go back to normal. So it's definitely something I feel kind of anxious about. I think we all do to an extent, especially if you're kind of a more careful and calculated person, which is how I tend to be. So this is just an interesting time to be alive. I keep saying that, but here we are, you know? So anyway, I'd love to hear where you guys are at, how you're feeling, because I feel like everywhere is a little bit different. And also, if you're in a less populated area, then, you know, the risks are different. So that's kind of a whole different experience too, but I just find it really interesting to hear. One of the things that's kind of at the top of my mind is that one of my best friends from growing up in Florida, her wedding was supposed to be in April, but then she pushed it back to July because of everything going on. Her venue actually canceled like all of the weddings and like from probably like mid-March through like now, I would guess, but they went ahead and pushed their wedding back to July. And I am trying to take things day by day because it is May right now, so there's a lot of time in between now and then, and I really, like, that's something I don't want to miss. I've known this girl since I was 8 years old and I love her so much, and I'm also her maid of honor, so like that's not really ideally a thing that you step back from, because I'm in her bridal party and I want to be there and support her for her day, and it's just such a crazy time. So I'm hopeful, since things are slowly starting to reopen, and I've been hearing that the summer is kind of gonna be the best time. Like if there is to be like a resurgence, it's most likely in the fall kind of thing. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm definitely nervous about traveling and then being at an event with a decent amount of people. I don't think her wedding is like super large, but still that's the type of gathering where you're all close together, and I don't know, it's just kind of scary to think about, but at the same time, it's absolutely something I don't want to miss, even if I have to be there wearing a mask and standing apart from people. Like I want to be there for her. And it also would be really nice to see my family, because now it's been since February, which I know isn't that long in the grand scheme of things, but generally my family and I try to see each other every couple months. Usually I'll go down to Florida or they'll come to visit me. It just kind of sucks to not have seen them for a while, but I'm so thankful for technology and just kind of living in this time where we're distant, but we can stay so connected, and I'm just incredibly thankful for that. It could like make me cry because there's a lot of people that I just love and care about so much, and it's been so great to be able to stay in touch with them and in some ways feel closer to them even than before, because we have that time that we can really sit down and connect and talk, and that's been really special. So I hope that you guys have been finding time for that as well, but also finding a balance, because I know that Zoom fatigue has been a very real thing, and I thankfully haven't really felt that a lot. I feel like it's been a good balance of kind of spending time with Ken and, you know, having downtime, and then also catching up with my friends, which has been good. It's good to break it up and see faces other than, you know, my boyfriend and my coworkers. I really just wanted to close off this video with talking about what I see next for this channel and the content that I want to share with you guys. This feels a bit repetitive and hypocritical because I literally did this in my last video back in February, yikes. But that was a very different time and things have changed, and now I'm back. So it is what it is, here we are. I really just kind of want to continue to share lifestyle kind of content with you guys. It's always been the space that I've wanted to be in on the internet, and I feel like just kind of is the natural fit, like sharing my own journey with you guys, things that I'm learning, advice that I have, all of that kind of stuff. So I don't know if I'm the most qualified to necessarily make a video like advice for working from home, but I could share my experience with you guys if that's something you're interested in. I also think I talked about this in my February video that I wanted to work on my morning routine, and that is not something that I've done. That's something I still want to do, especially now. I feel like there's not really as much separation between work and home because we work at home. I really want to work on establishing a better morning routine before work in particular, just so I can kind of have that time to myself and that time, you know, like at home without rolling out of bed and going right to work, because it's so easy to do that right now. And I've been very guilty of it because it's so nice to just like roll up to the couch, open my laptop and be like, boom, I'm at work. And I think it's okay to do that some days, but I really do want to start making more time for myself in the morning and just like watching some YouTube or working on my own channel and kind of just working on stuff for me, reading a book, just taking some time for myself. And I really want to work on prioritizing that. So I think I want to make a vlog or some kind of video documenting that for you guys and telling you about what my goals are, how it's going, all of that kind of stuff. I also would really love to share a little bit about my yoga journey with you guys. I know that I mentioned this in my last video, but one of my resolutions for 2020 is doing yoga every day. And it's honestly like, we're getting to the point where it's almost June. So like it's been 5 months and I've been doing yoga every single day. Like I'm genuinely impressed that I've been able to commit to something for this long, to be honest, because it's a lot, you know? I mean, it's not anything crazy because generally I do about 15 to 20 minute practices a day. I usually just look up different ones on YouTube. I'm a really big fan of the channel Boho Beautiful and then also Yoga with Adriene, who I feel like everyone has heard of, but they're both really great. And it's just been such a great thing for me, especially with everything going on in the world. You know, it's nice to take that time for myself and to just kind of stretch out my body and breathe and just kind of disconnect for a little while. And it's been really important, I think, especially in this time for me to do that. It's been great in that sense, and also physically I've seen such a difference. So I don't want to get totally into it because I do want to make a separate video about it, but let me know if you'd be interested in that and if you have any like specific things you want me to address. I'm definitely still very much a beginner, but I do feel like I'm slowly getting there and kind of understanding a lot of the basic poses more and gaining a little bit of flexibility, and it's just been such a great journey to be on. So I've been really happy with it. And last but not least, I'm just setting my makeup with the Urban Decay De-Slick Setting Spray. I've talked about this thing a million times on my channel, probably actually a million times, but cannot recommend it enough if you have oily skin. They also have one for dry skin and kind of like just normal skin, I guess. So I really recommend this setting spray. It does amazing things for my makeup, and I am hurting if I forget to put it on or I'm out of it. So cannot recommend this enough. Alright guys, that is everything for this video. My makeup is done and I feel like I've shared a lot of the thoughts that I wanted to share with you guys. This definitely was really rambly and only like kind of planned, so I hope that it was somewhat entertaining at least, and you know, you guys feel like you've caught up with me pretty well. I did want to go ahead and share my outfit really quick. I just honestly was excited that I put on real clothes today, so I thought I'd share with you guys. I don't know, this top I think is from like Marshall's or something a couple of years ago, but I think it's so fun with the stars on the front and the stripes in the back for the flag, so good times. And then these shorts are Altered State. I got them last summer, I think, and they're just so comfortable and stretchy. Cannot recommend them enough. I think they're called like the boardwalk shorts or something. Just really quality. All right, now that is truly it for this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it, maybe got some entertainment out of it. If you are new here and somehow made it to the end of this video, make sure to subscribe down below. I would love to have you stick around and join the Curly Hair Love fam. We are slowly creeping our way up to 2,000 subscribers, which is just insane. I know numbers don't really matter that much in the grand scheme of things, but I love this little corner of the internet so much, and to see it growing again after being stagnant, and I mean, that was my fault. I was a mess for a long time and not consistent, so of course my channel wasn't growing, but it's really cool to see the fam growing again, and I don't know, I'm just really happy and thankful for you guys. Anyway, I really need to stop talking now because I have been sitting in front of this camera for longer than I'd like to admit. So I hope you guys are having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. I love you so, so much, and I can't wait to see you in my next video very soon.